Good evening. Live your beliefs and you can turn the world around. Once said by Henry Davis. Welcome to BMZ News Live presented by Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers English News. Myself Shana Sultana joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines. Bahrain attended 4th Arab League Regional Conference. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman issued Edict 36 and 37 of 2022. Parliamentary Youth Culture Program launched. UAE raised pensions of Emirati public school teachers to 80% of salary. Hundreds of firefighters battled blazes in Germany. Today's news in detail. Bahrain attended 4th Arab League Regional Conference. Bahrain has significant achievements in the field of promoting and protecting human rights, especially during COVID-19, said the Foreign Ministry. This came during the Human Rights Affairs sector's participation in the 4th Arab Regional High-Level Conference on the Protection and Promotion of Human Rights. Themed the impact of crisis on the enjoyment of human rights, the COVID-19 pandemic as a model, the conference was held at the headquarters of the General Secretariat of the League of Arab States in Cairo in cooperation between the League of Arab States and the Office of United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister issued Edict 36 and 37 of 2022. His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, yesterday issued Edict 36 and 37 of 2022. In Edict 36, establishing and forming the National Task Force on the Prevention and Control of Non-Communicable Diseases, hereinafter referred to as Task Force. According to the Edict, the Task Force shall be chaired by the Minister of Health. His Royal Highness issued Edict 37 for also replacing National Qualifications Framework at the Education and Training Quality Authority Advisory Committee member Ahmed Abdullah Abdul Rahim bin by Yasser Abdul Rahim Al Abbasi as a representative of the private sector. Mr. Al Abbasi shall serve until the end of the term of his procedure. His Highness Sheikh Nasser issued Edict appointing GPIC Board Chairman. His Majesty the King's Representative for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs and Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Noga Holding, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, yesterday issued Edict appointing Engineer Kamal bin Ahmad Mahmoud, Sheikh Fahad bin Salman Al Khalifa and Ali Musa Safi as representatives of Noga Holding at the Board of Directors of the Gulf Petrochemical Industries Company, GPIC. The edict also stipulates that the appointment of Engineer Kamal bin Ahmad Mahmoud as Chairman of the Board of Directors of GPIC. Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers Bahrain's COVID update.
COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers.
Parliamentary Youth Culture Program launched. The 4th edition of the Youth Parliamentary Culture Program has been launched remotely and via in-person attendance. The Ministry of Youth and Sports Affairs, the Legislation and Legal Opinion and the Bahrain Arab Toastmasters Club and the National Communication Center are taking part in the seminar. More than 200 participants are attending the forum, which features lectures on the legislative branch of government in the Kingdom of Bahrain, parliamentary life, plenary sessions and committee work. Bahrain granted Switzerland jurisdiction over entities' data hosted in cloud computing centers. Foreign Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani held a virtual meeting with the Swiss ambassador to Bahrain and residing in Abu Dhabi, Massimo Baghi. The meeting reviewed the solid bilateral relations and cooperation and means to enhance them in various fields and discuss regional and international matters of mutual interest. Al Zayani conveyed Bahrain's approval of granting the Swiss Confederation jurisdiction over its entities' data hosted in cloud computing centers in the kingdom as established by Decree Lot 56 for 2018 regarding the provision of cloud computing services to foreign parties and related ministerial decisions in a manner that supports cooperation and exchange of information and also experiences between the two countries in digital transformation, communications and information technology and combating cybercrime. His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad patronized Tawaful Center's graduation ceremony. First Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, General Sports Authority Chairman and Bahrain Olympic Committee President, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa has affirmed support for efforts aimed at enabling people with determination to achieve their aspirations and become effective members of their society and nation. While patronizing Hirasiri, the graduation ceremony of the Tawaful Center for Special Education, His Highness Sheikh Khalid highlighted the aspects of social, health and educational care provided for people with special needs under the comprehensive development process led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. Now we shall go for a short commercial break.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahala. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
Welcome back. Al Hilal Multi-Specialty Medical Center, Salmabad organized a free medical camp with the Ministry of Health and Alwani Charity for Women and Pregnancy Awareness. Al Hilal provided regular checkups for the participants. Mini comprehensive checkup coupons and free doctor consultation coupons were distributed at the event. 168 benefited from the Raya initiative. A total of 168 people have benefited from the Raya Care initiative launched by the Public Prosecution last December, according to the initiative's first report presented yesterday by Family and Child Prosecution Head Zainab Salman Al-Awainati to Attorney General Dr. Ali Al-Boinain. 3,000 housing units planned. 3,000 new housing units are being planned after the government allocated 6 more sites in Ramli. The announcement came after His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, yesterday chaired a meeting of the Government Executive Committee which discussed the efficiency of housing services in Bahrain. UAE raised pensions of Emirati public school teachers to 80% of salary. A new decision to raise Pensions of citizens working in the Abu Dhabi's public schools to 80% of their total salary was announced yesterday. The Abu Dhabi Executive Committee Council approved the measure in line with directives by the UAE President with the aim of contributing to better living standards and more financial stability for Emirati families. The decision, which is in line with continued efforts to empower, attract and retain UAE nationals in the education sector, which will benefit more than 7,600 citizens working in Abu Dhabi's public schools during their retirement. Abu Dhabi government will spend more than 6.6 billion dirhams to implement the new pension rate, paying the difference between the current monthly deductions and the higher 80% rate for the entire service period of eligible employees. The decision ensures public school national employees receive the same benefit as well as government employees. Based on a detailed study conducted by the Abu Dhabi Department of Education and Knowledge in coordination with the Department of Finance, the Human Resources Authority and the Abu Dhabi Pension Fund, the decision will not affect salaries. Eligible employees will receive a higher retirement pension compared to the previous pension. The decision will also provide new job opportunities for young Emiratis to enter the public education sector by encouraging eligible employees to apply for the retirement. Storm Quake killed 2 and injured dozens in northern Philippines. A strong earthquake left at least 2 people dead and injured dozens in the northern Philippines today, where the tremor set off small landslides and damaged buildings and churches and prompted terrified crowds and hospital patients in the capital to rush outdoors. The 7-magnitude quake was centered in the hard-hit province of Abra in a mountainous area, said Renato Soledad, the head of the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology. Hundreds of firefighters battled blazes in Germany. Hundreds of firefighters were battling wildfires in eastern Germany and neighboring Szeged city as tourist regions or residential areas were being evacuated. A large wildfire was spreading quickly in the eastern German state of Brandenburg in a region with lots of bone-dry pine forests where firefighters have to be especially careful because of World War II ammunition that is still buried there. Singapore extended stay of Sri Lanka's former President Rajapaksa. Singapore has permitted former Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa to stay in the island republic for an additional 14 days, 2 sources familiar with the matter told today. A short-term visit paid pass issued when Rajapaksa arrived on a private visit 2 weeks ago has been extended to separate sources in Colombo and Singapore, both with knowledge of the matter. Rajapaksa is now able to stay in Singapore until August 11th. The Immigration and Checkpoints authorities in Singapore did not respond to the request for confirmation on the extension of stay. With this, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off by Shina Sultana. Good night.